Hello and welcome to this week's Pilates video. So, Pilates is a practice, and the beauty of the fact that the shapes and the patterns are the same means that it gives you a solid place to measure that you're getting better. You get to know that you're getting better. So, for example, we're going to practice an exercise today called the roll-up, where you're going to practice rolling past your toes. And it's going to always be like that. Like, I may cue it differently, different ways to put your feet, different ways to scoop your ribs in, but the roll-up shape will always be the same. And so you'll know that you're getting better because you can feel like you're getting longer with it. So, what I'm going to do with today's practice, because there's the first 16 exercises I want you guys to get good at. And so every week I'm going to break down maybe 3 to 5 of the exercises, like workshop those, and then I'm going to stop workshopping and I'm just going to go through the rest of the practice. You have one video where I have everything labeled, where I'm going through the whole thing. So each week I will workshop a part of the Pilates video so that you guys know what to work on and get better at. So here we go. The first exercise in the series is called 100, but we're not doing the 100 today. We are going to start with the roll-up, because the roll-up kind of copies that hamstring shape that we were working on. So the roll-up, when it's finished, looks kind of like this. And so in a good roll-up, your legs are straight, your feet are flexed. Now when your feet are flexed, they're not turning in, they're not turning out. The bottoms of your feet are the same shape they would be if they were standing flat on the floor. Even your toes spreading to hold on to the floor, that's all part of that shape that we're looking for in our legs. So our roll-up shape in our legs is straight legs, okay? Flat feet. Feet are vertical to the sky. That's what we're going to work on, and that's what you have to remember to do. Our torso. So the movement we've got to practice is scooping. So scooping is you pulling your belly button in and up. Pulling your belly button in and up. And this as a movement is something I want you guys to practice as you're walking, standing, always, because that is the start of our powerhouse muscle, and that's the muscle that we use to make our spine curve. Okay, so rolling up is the art of straight legs using your scoop to move. So as we're practicing this one, I want you to focus most of your work on what you got to do on the way down. So legs are flat. Scoop the belly button in, curving with the spine. So my head is coming, my eyes are going to my belly button, my head is coming towards my thighs, and my arms are long. And so in the beginning, it's going to be scoop to roll down, pressing your legs out straight, rolling one at a time. Okay, now you get to the bottom, you don't go off. You keep your torso long, your head long, your arms nice and long, and that's your rolling. Okay, so my legs came up, that's okay, that'll happen. Practicing pressing them down, scooping the belly button in, scooping the ribs back as I push forward. Now when you get to this part, you're going to practice your breathing. So you've got to exhale and push forward. A little inhale, exhale and push forward again. A little inhale, exhale and push forward. And then you're going to roll backwards, scooping one bone at a time. Down, 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 down. Hold the ribs in place. Reach the arms, the head, the neck, everything nice and long. Okay, roll up. Exhale and push. Exhale and push. Exhale and push. Scoop to roll down. Exhale and push. Exhale and push. Scoop. One bone at a time. Eyes, arms, head, everything forward to scoop the spine in all the way into the roll up, roll up, roll up. Okay, so that's your roll-up workshop. That's what you're going to work on when you're doing the roll-up. The next exercise we're going to workshop is going to be called scissors from a flat spine. Okay, so roll-up finishes here, and you're on the floor. So many ways up, but at this moment in time, I want you guys to come through this position. We call this tabletop. So tabletop is your shins are parallel to the floor, your knees, your toes, your heels are touching, and your spine is flat. So when my spine is flat, my head is on the floor, my shoulders are on the floor, elbows, wrists, but my low back and the back of my neck, there's a space in it. Okay, so for scissors flat, we're gonna start by first practicing pressing your legs to vertical. And I know that this in itself is lots of work. Getting your legs perfectly straight. Now we've got to find out, how do we straighten our legs? So we straighten our legs by taking our toes, we roll them away from each other, and we push them to straight at the same time. So look, when we want our legs straight, we don't just squeeze our legs to straight. We wrap our legs, our toes away, and we point our toes, and that's how we get our legs straighter. So this is what we call Pilates stance. And learning this wrapping action, that's going to be how we learn to get our legs straight. So scissors wide would look like this. Toes to the wall, back to the middle. Toes to the wall, back to the middle. Toes to the wall. And notice when I come back to the middle, only my heels touch. I don't let my feet come to the middle. So I keep rolling, rolling, opening. Now you may find it handy, comfortable, desirable to want to do a little stretch like this while you're here, and I would highly encourage you guys to get good at that. And then as you do this stretch, hold your thighs and press your legs to straight. Wrap your legs to straight. Okay, that's how I want you to workshop practicing what this exercise would feel like when it's done well. In fact, even doing it with your hands on your thighs like this so you can feel the resistance to press into your straight legs, that would be really helpful for you guys right now. So that's wide scissors. Flat scissors is a little bit harder, but it's important because it helps us learn how to move these straight legs in the sagittal plane where they normally work. So the same setup with my legs, pressing to straight, and then I'm going to reach one all the way to the floor while I'm keeping the other one vertical, and bring it back up and try to find that locked in spot. Reaching, coming back up. Reaching, coming back up. Reaching, coming back up. Okay? So those are your scissor exercises that you guys are going to work on, and that's going to help you understand how do you straighten your leg while your spine is flat. Okay? So this shape right here is going to be something that's really important to us over time. Okay. The next exercise we're going to workshop is going to be the roll over. So the roll over is probably going to require you guys to get a little bit of momentum. So it's Pilates stance with the legs, and that's going to be working in and of itself because you've got to keep wrapping to squeeze the legs to straight. Your hands go on the floor, and you use scoop power to press your legs over. Now, I don't care how far they come right now. Just get them, your hips as far as you can over your shoulders. But you see I'm trying to hold straight legs. So I come over with my legs together, and then I open my legs, and then I flex my toes towards my shins, and this is where I want you guys to work. I want you to slowly come down, one bone at a time. Okay? You got to keep your head, your shoulders, your arms, your wrists pressed into the floor, and that's how you're going to work out the rest of the back torso. Legs come down and together. You're going to find this vertical spot right here. That's Pilates stance. Arms and legs are straight. Scoop your belly button in and press yourself all the way over. Now once you're here, press your head into the floor. Make sure you have space between your chin and your chest, and your arms are long. Fingers, wrists, elbows pressed into the floor. You got to work for that. Open the legs, flex the feet, coming down one bone at a time. Down to the bottom, bring the legs together. So that pattern would happen 3 times like that, and then you would switch and just switch the pattern of the legs. So this time my legs open as wide as my shoulders. I'm still working hard to keep them straight. So those straight legs press over. Space between my chin and my chest. Then bring my legs together. My heels and toes are touching, and I flex my toes. And I've got to push through my heels to keep my legs straight. So pushing my legs to straight, and then I'm going to scoop my belly button in and pull one bone at a time down to the floor, curving out the spine, keeping the head and the shoulders down. You come down to 45 degrees, point the toes, open and reset. So fighting for straight legs, scooping your belly button in, long arms,
Scoop to press over. Pulling it back together, flex the feet. Coming down one bone at a time. And that's the roll over. Okay? Those are going to be your most important beginner exercises for you to work on. Because in those 3 movements were the basic skills that you need to get good at Pilates. Scooping the belly button in to make the spine curve. Learning to externally rotate your legs so you can find Pilates stance, because it's that external rotation that turns on your glutes that lets you straighten your legs, and then learning how to use those actions to move. Okay, so that's your workshop stuff for today. So yeah, practice that workshop stuff as you go through the Pilates series that you're going to practice next.